Hey crafters, it's me Artsy Craftsy Phoebe and I'm back with another card video. Today's video features Stampin' Up's Hey Chick and Any Occasion stamp sets. Now both these stamp sets are from the Sale-a-bration catalog, so they're both free. If you want to get your hands on these items, just click on the link below to go to my online store. Let's get started. So I am using a Whisper White cardstock measuring 4 by 5 1/4 inches. This will be for the inside of our card. A basic black cardstock measuring 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, and this is our card base. A piece of Cajun Craze cardstock measuring 4 by 5 1/4 inches. Now I've ran this through my big shot already using one of my embossing folders to mimic the look of a chain link fence. A piece of basic black cardstock measuring 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And lastly, a piece of watercolor paper 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I am using a watercolor paper since I'll be coloring my images with my Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens today. Now I am going to be heat embossing all of my images, so I am using my anti-static tool all over my paper. I'll grab my Stamp-a-ma-jig tool so that I can position my image where I want it on my paper. And this tool will enable me to stamp my image repeatedly until my image is nice and crisp. Now I'm just heat embossing this with clear embossing powder. Now before I do the chicken on the other side, I want to make sure first that my sentiment will fit between the images. So once I'm happy with the spacing, I can stamp my second image on the right edge of the card. And just like my first image, I'm heat embossing this with a clear embossing powder. Moving on to my sentiment, I'll first stamp the banner string with my Versamark ink because I'm going to use my gold embossing powder this time, making it look like the two birds are holding the string by their beaks. Now because the stamp isn't long enough, I'm using my Versamark pen to extend that string. After hitting that with my heat gun, I can now move on to stamping my sentiment, and that will be embossed in gold as well. Now that I've stamped up all my images, I can now start coloring them. But first I need to tape my paper onto my mat to minimize warping. Now I'm not very good with watercoloring, so I'll just speed up the video and play some music. Once I'm happy with my piece, I'll hit it with my heat gun and make sure it's nice and dry. Now I wanted my sentiment to stand out more, so I'm just using my black waterproof pen to outline it. Then I'll trim my piece to 3 by 4.5 inches and layer it on top of my black piece of cardstock. This will then go on top of my embossed piece of Cajun Craze cardstock. And then I'll mount this onto my basic black card base. For the inside of the card, I'm using my Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to stamp it with the egg and the Have a Happy Day stamp from the Hey Chick stamp set, and I'm using my Cajun Craze ink pad. I'll just adhere this to the inside of the card, and my card is almost done. I wanted to add a little bit of shimmer, so I'm using my Wink of Stella. As a final touch, I added dots of my gold liquid pearls along the embossed areas and put on some teeny tiny googly eyes on the birds. Well, there's my card for today. If you need any Stampin' Up! Products, just click on the link below and visit my online store. Bye guys, I hope you enjoyed my video and I hope you all have a lovely day.